Rival companies watching closely realized that this was not just another idol with temporary popularity. This was a figure whose reach extended across markets, demographics, and industries. The global market value of Jungkook rests on three pillars: his music performance, his brand influence, and his cultural symbolism. Each of these aspects magnifies the others, creating a compounding effect that is nearly impossible for a management company to overlook. For Si-Hyuk, the challenge is clear. HYBE must protect this value at all costs because rivals are circling, waiting for any chance to draw Jungkook into their orbit. Music remains Jungkook's primary foundation. As a soloist, his releases have topped streaming charts not just in Korea but globally, breaking records on Spotify, Apple Music, and Billboard. His vocal range allows him to move between genres with ease. Ballads, R&B, pop, and even EDM collaborations all showcase his versatility. For rival companies, this adaptability is gold. Unlike many idols who remain tied to one image or sound, Jungkook can shape-shift musically, appealing to different markets depending on strategy. When an artist can dominate multiple charts and perform comfortably in both Korean and English, their marketability multiplies. Rivals see that Jungkook has already proven himself outside the BTS brand name, which reduces the risk for them if they were to sign or collaborate with him. For Si-Hyuk, this means the competition is not hypothetical, it is already pressing in. Jungkook's music is no longer tied to a niche fanbase. It has penetrated mainstream international platforms, which signals that his value extends far beyond HYBE's immediate reach. While Jungkook's music drives recognition, his brand influence is where his global market value skyrockets. His association with Calvin Klein is the most prominent example. Every campaign featuring Jungkook has gone viral, causing spikes in sales, website traffic, and global brand awareness. For Calvin Klein, Jungkook is not just a model, he is a catalyst for demand. Rival companies in the entertainment industry view this as a massive opportunity, an artist who can directly influence consumer behavior in fashion, lifestyle, and beyond. This crossover appeal is rare. Many artists endorse brands, but very few become synonymous with the products they represent. Jungkook has reached that stage. When his photo shoots are released, they trend worldwide. When he wears a specific outfit, it sells out within hours. For corporate competitors, the logic is simple. If Jungkook can deliver this much for Calvin Klein, imagine what he could do under their management system or partnered with their associated brands. Si-Hyuk understands the threat this poses. HYBE's rivals are not just after Jungkook as a singer, they want him as a brand ambassador, a global face that could anchor their corporate campaigns across multiple industries. Losing him, even partially, would mean forfeiting influence not only in the music market, but also in fashion, technology, and global advertising. The final layer of Jungkook's market value is his status as a cultural symbol. Unlike most idols whose fame is confined to fandom communities, Jungkook represents something larger: the globalization of Korean pop culture. His career trajectory reflects the power of K-pop's reach and the ways in which Asian artists can dominate Western markets. For rivals, securing Jungkook would mean more than gaining a talented artist. It would mean claiming a cultural icon who embodies the very shift of entertainment power dynamics. This symbolic value cannot be underestimated. When a single figure comes to represent the success of an entire movement, companies will compete aggressively to align with them. Jungkook is not just another singer. He is evidence of Korea's global cultural export, proof that an individual from Seoul can command attention in New York, London, or Tokyo as easily as in his home country. For Si-Hyuk, the panic arises here. Losing Jungkook would not just weaken HYBE's portfolio, It would weaken its symbolic claim as the leader of K-pop's global expansion. Timing is critical in this equation. With BTS members in the military and group activities temporarily paused, Jungkook's solo era is peaking. Rivals see this as a once-in-a-lifetime window. While HYBE is occupied with maintaining group loyalty and planning for a post-enlistment reunion, rival companies are freer to make aggressive moves. Whether it is offering unprecedented contract terms, promising wider creative freedom, or dangling partnerships with global corporations, the competition knows that Jungkook's current momentum must not go untapped. This explains why the pressure on Bang Si-Hyuk is not only about maintaining contracts, it is about securing loyalty in a moment when the artist's individual power has never been higher. Rivals sense that if they can disrupt HYBE's relationship with Jungkook now, they can reshape the power map of the entire K-pop industry. Though much of this discussion is about market logic and strategy, there is an undeniable emotional element. Bang Si-Hyuk, who helped shape BTS from the beginning, understands better than anyone that Jungkook is more than a star. He is a symbol of HYBE's own success story. Watching rival companies circle around him, armed with lucrative offers and global networks, strikes at the heart of HYBE's pride. This is not just about contracts or profits, it is about legacy and control. For Jungkook himself, the weight is equally heavy. Being targeted by multiple rivals comes with pressure, temptation, and responsibility. His decisions will not only affect his career, but also the trajectory of HYBE as a corporation. This emotional tension is part of what fuels the sense of panic. Bang Si-Hyuk knows the stakes are personal as much as they are professional. This is where the panic for Bang Si-Hyuk becomes more pronounced. Rivals do not need to replicate BTS's success from scratch. They just need to convince one of its most powerful members to cross the line. If Jungkook were to collaborate, sign, or even partially affiliate with a competing company, the balance of power would shift overnight. For competitors, it is not just a dream scenario, it is a calculated strategy that could fast-track their global ambitions without the years of risk and uncertainty usually required. Most K-pop agencies invest heavily in training systems. Trainees are often scouted at young ages, trained for several years, and then debut in carefully crafted groups. This system requires patience, money, and an ability to predict market trends. The challenge is that not every group becomes successful, and not every idol connects with global audiences. The risk of failure is always looming, even after millions of dollars have been spent. Jungkook, however, eliminates that risk. Rivals see in him a proven product, someone who already carries the weight of international stardom. Acquiring or associating with Jungkook would allow them to bypass years of uncertainty. Instead of waiting for a rookie group to build traction overseas, they would immediately gain legitimacy and visibility by presenting Jungkook as their partner or collaborator. Bang Si-Hyuk recognizes this danger. HYBE spent over a decade building BTS into the global brand it is today, with Jungkook at the heart of its identity. Watching rivals attempt to buy that success with direct offers to Jungkook threatens not only the company's investment, but also its strategic advantage in the industry. No rival company can ignore the size and loyalty of Jungkook's global fanbase. His fans are not limited to Korea. They are spread across the US, Europe, Latin America, and Southeast Asia. These fans stream his music, purchase his merchandise, attend his performances, and drive his social media dominance. For a rival company, securing Jungkook would mean inheriting this massive network of supporters. This is not just a fan base, it is a built-in consumer market with proven spending power. The difference between launching a new artist and acquiring Jungkook is the difference between hoping for success and guaranteeing it. What makes this especially threatening for HYBE is that fan loyalty, while strong, is not always tied exclusively to companies. Fans often follow the artist, not the agency. If Jungkook were to collaborate with or shift toward a rival, a significant portion of his fanbase would follow, instantly transferring their economic power to HYBE's competitors. This explains why Bang Si-Hyuk feels a sense of urgency. The stakes are not hypothetical, but immediate. Many Korean entertainment companies are eyeing the international market. Domination within Korea alone is no longer enough, as the global stage holds far more revenue and recognition. The US, Europe, and Japan remain the biggest targets, with China and Southeast Asia also presenting significant opportunities. However, breaking into these markets requires cultural adaptability, language proficiency, and strong local connections. Jungkook already possesses these assets. His fluency in English, comfort performing internationally, and established presence in Western media make him a ready-made tool for expansion. For companies dreaming of becoming the next HYBE, Jungkook is the single most efficient way to bridge the gap. They don't need to wait for years of trial and error with rookie groups. They can instead showcase Jungkook as their global face and leverage his credibility to open doors in foreign markets. This is why Jungkook is not just a target of admiration, but a target of calculated business strategy. Rivals see him as their chance to leapfrog directly to the global level, bypassing the struggles and failures that usually come with international expansion. The timing of this pursuit also works in favor of HYBE's competitors. With BTS on military hiatus, Jungkook's solo career is at its peak. His activities, endorsements, and releases keep his name at the center of global media, while the group's collective promotions are paused. Rivals see this as an opening. HYBE cannot rely on BTS's group activities to anchor Jungkook's loyalty right now. By striking during this solo-focused period, rivals can position themselves as valuable partners in sustaining his career momentum. They can promise him more creative freedom, better distribution deals, and international collaborations that HYBE may not prioritize while waiting for BTS's group return. In other words, rivals can offer immediate growth while HYBE focuses on long-term planning. This imbalance creates the perfect conditions for aggressive competition. For competitors, securing Jungkook is not just about gaining a star, it is about weakening HYBE. If rivals can present themselves as the new home, even partially, of one of HYBE's biggest icons, it chips away at HYBE's dominance. Investors, fans, and industry insiders would begin to question HYBE's ability to retain its most valuable assets. This symbolic blow could reduce HYBE's leverage in negotiations, brand partnerships, and future group promotions. The panic for Bang Si-Hyuk, therefore, is not only about losing Jungkook's revenue stream, it is about the message it would send to the industry. If HYBE cannot protect its biggest star from being lured away, its entire image as the unshakable leader of K-pop becomes vulnerable. Rival companies are fully aware of this and are motivated not just by profit, but by the chance to undermine HYBE's standing in the global hierarchy. Beyond the cold logic of business, there is also an emotional undercurrent. Bang Si-Hyuk did not just manage BTS, he helped create them. Jungkook was one of the first members he scouted, nurtured, and supported from trainee to global superstar. Watching competitors circle Jungkook now, offering shortcuts to global power that HYBE painstakingly built, creates a personal sense of betrayal and vulnerability. For rivals, however, the calculation is less emotional. They see Jungkook not as a sentimental figure, but as a strategic asset. The contrast between Bang Si-Hyuk's emotional ties and competitors' cold business logic is what amplifies the tension. It is not just about business strategy, it is about legacy being threatened by opportunism. In conclusion, the second reason why Jungkook has become the ultimate target for HYBE's rivals is his ability to act as a shortcut to global market dominance. Rivals see in him the chance to bypass years of training, investment, and uncertainty, gaining immediate access to a global audience and instant credibility. For Bang Si-Hyuk, this represents a direct threat not only to HYBE's finances, but also to its reputation, legacy, and position as the undisputed leader of K-pop's global wave. This is why the panic feels so real. Jungkook's value is not theoretical. It is practical, immediate, and strategically irreplaceable. Rivals are not waiting for the future, they are making their moves now.